Greetings, Light Tribe. Janine Palmer here. Sacred Sessions with Harmony Energy Healing. To do a little video today to talk about tests which strengthen us. And a friend, Anthony, thank you, reminded me of a story about Buddha where someone in a lower vibrational energy was in his face just being nasty, negative, whatever. And he said, like, are you done? Many people are familiar with the story, so sorry if I'm not telling it exactly right, but for the gist of the idea. Where he asked the man, what would you do if someone gave you a gift that you didn't want? You would return it, right? You would not accept it. So basically he told this man that what the man was trying to give him was like a gift that was unwanted and was not going to be accepted. So he could only give that back to the man. So that sometimes what we put out there is going to come back to us in different ways. It might be returned to sender by the person it was directed at. Or if it succeeds in being disruptive in an unfair and unkind way to that individual, and it creates karma, then we have to experience something similar so that we know what that's like. The thing is, sometimes we're in a place of pain and woundedness that we don't realize what we're doing. We don't realize what we're doing. And some people or something sometimes will work through someone for a lower purpose. Something will get something else to do something for a lower purpose. Okay, so what we learn from these things can bring us down for a little while, maybe temporarily, if we don't understand it and it seems so crappy, because sometimes it is. And we can come from a place of, I don't understand what the hell's going on. I don't get this. It doesn't make sense. Why? Why would someone do this? Someone that I cared about, someone that I loved, whatever. Okay, now, maybe there's something in us that needs to be healed and corrected, and we're seeing it or starting to see it or not seeing it or whatever, and it's trying to show us that. Could be. Or maybe that person is showing us their wounds and projecting their issues at us, which I've talked about before. So being able to recognize, to reflect and recognize, what is this trying to show me? Am I being honest? Is there something about me that I need to be aware of, that I need to shift, change, fix, heal, improve, whatever? Or do I just need to disconnect from this person because I can't help them, I can't fix them, and I also don't need that negative energy in my space? Okay, right, so the perspectives that we have that should always be changing as knowledge and wisdom continues to come in. But these things strengthen us and make us, well, they make us stronger and more aware. If we allow them to, if we rise above it, if we learn how to disconnect. So it depends on what we do with that information, because some people get drawn in, they react, they allow themselves to be drawn in. Or maybe we get to a point where we decide, you know what, I'm pretty much done with this and I'm not going to engage. It isn't that I don't care about that person, but until they can pull their head out or whatever it is, until they can find some bit of awareness to show them what they're doing to push people away or be harmful, we just have to exit that stage, that arena. We don't have to be putting on the costume and playing the role on that stage of that game if it doesn't serve us, and that's our choice, okay? Is to disengage and not feel bad about it, because some people are master manipulators, and you begin to notice it with the things they say. It's a way that they say it, and it's very veiled and kind of, I don't want to use the word sneaky. It's kind of clever, that it's designed to be a little bit of a, not quite a put down, but like to make it look like it's you, or you're not getting something, you're missing something. But sometimes you're smart enough to realize, it's not what that person's saying. It's not what they're trying to make it out to be. And they might not know that you see through it. They might not know that you see what they're doing or trying to do. Okay, so kudos to you if you do see it. And you can sort of smile and wave and say, I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna put on the costume and play that role. Okay, so being aware of what people are doing and for what purpose. So if they can take on the air of the superior one or the wise one, and they're going to talk down to you in smooth, calculated, little manipulative ways, hopefully at some time you begin to become aware of that. And so when you let someone know that something bothered you, you're just communicating, you're just talking. But when they then endeavor to use that against you, it's a very interesting thing. Anyway, it's all for the learning. So we have choices about our perspectives, what we're going to allow into our space, if it's underhanded, if it's devious, if it's manipulative, if it's false. Because some people, even though they care about us, they're not being directly honest with us sometimes, and sometimes that's because they're not being honest with themselves either. Okay, and so on this lovely little journey of life, we sometimes begin to become aware of these things, and they're just tools in our toolbox. And then when we recognize it, we can just say, you know what, I gotta go. If someone can come into your space with integrity and honesty about where they're coming from, that's a beautiful thing. When someone can be openly communicative from a place of grace, and not from a place of trying to control you in ways that you don't even realize is happening at the time. But when you finally do, it's like this big epiphany. It's all about taking your power back. So, friends who honor you, who have your back, that is an amazing gift in this world. And I'm thankful for the ones who have come across my path, who can be there for me, and allow me to be there for them in ways that are supportive for the collective. And the ones who haven't been able to be that, or who, when the masks fall and I find out they're actually not that, I still learned from them. Okay, so I don't know if this video is helpful in any way of just awareness of recognizing things. So it's observation and awareness, recognizing things, and then deciding whether we're going to react or just detach, or, so you can recognize it and try to bring it to their attention. But most of the time they've got the deflectors up. They're not open to any communication. They're not going to hear anything about themselves because they're masters at deflecting it and flinging it back at you. So there's really no point. So you might, if the person was open enough and honest enough to have a conversation where they could listen to what you were saying so that they could see something in themselves that might need to be healed, so that they could have a better connection with someone. But a lot of people aren't ready for that. They're not in that space. They just want to make you wrong. Okay, so if you recognize that that's happening, sometimes you just have to bow out, because you can't fix it, and that's okay. Let them be where they are. Leave them where they are. That's all you can do, is leave them where they are. Now, at some point they may begin to open, and they may be able to come back in a better energy, in a higher vibrational energy, and work through things and discuss things and be present. But while they're in that lower vibrational state and you're not, it might not serve you to be there. So give yourself permission to move away. Again, it doesn't mean we don't care about people, but we start to see through things, okay? Because we trip over things we don't see. And once we've tripped enough and we got bruised knees, skinned up knees, we might start paying closer attention to what the shit we're tripping over, okay? So awareness and observation, strengthening ourselves, not getting drawn in, rising above, taking our power back, being in gratitude, smiling, laughing, dancing, not getting drawn into falsehoods, okay, which include guilt, shame, fear, anger, resentment, or unforgiveness. Those are traps. Peace.